Lena loved old houses. Their creaking floors and dusty attics held a certain allure. She found peace in their silence, a stark contrast to her bustling city life. When the opportunity arose to house-sit at the Lambert estate, she jumped at it. The estate, nestled deep in the countryside, promised solitude and a chance to reconnect with her writing. Little did she know, it held something far more sinister. The moment Lena stepped inside, a chill ran down her spine. The air felt heavy, laden with an unseen presence. Shadows danced in the corners of her vision, playing tricks on her already frayed nerves. As darkness enveloped the house, Lena found herself drawn to a particular room at the end of the hallway. It was a grand room, its walls lined with bookshelves and a large, ornate mirror hanging above the fireplace. The first night was the hardest. Every creak and groan of the old house sent shivers down Lena's spine. She huddled in her room, the silence broken only by the howling wind outside. She tried to read, to distract herself, but her eyes kept drifting to the mirror in the corner. Its surface seemed to ripple as if something was moving beneath its surface. Sleep, when it finally came, was filled with unsettling dreams. Visions of shadowy figures and disembodied whispers haunted her. Lena woke with a start, her heart pounding in her chest. The room was still dark, but she could have sworn she saw something move in the mirror. A fleeting shadow gone as quickly as it appeared. The next day, Lena tried to shake off the unease that clung to her like a shroud. She explored the house, trying to familiarize herself with its layout and chase away the shadows that seemed to follow her every move. But the mirror held a strange fascination for her. She found herself drawn back to it again and again, each time feeling a cold shiver run down her spine as if an unseen presence was watching her. One evening, as she stood before the mirror, brushing her hair, she caught a glimpse of something in the reflection. A figure, tall and shadowy, standing just behind her. She whirled around, her heart pounding in her chest, but there was nothing there. The room was empty. Had she imagined it, or was there something truly sinister lurking in the shadows of the Lambert estate? Determined to find a rational explanation for the strange occurrences, Lena began to research the history of the Lambert estate. She scoured the local library, poring over old newspaper articles and historical records. She discovered that the house had been empty for nearly a century, its last owner, a Mr. Lambert, having disappeared under mysterious circumstances. As she delved deeper into her research, she came across a chilling account from a local newspaper dated 1924. It spoke of Mr. Lambert's growing paranoia and his claims of a malevolent presence in the house, a presence he called the Watcher. He wrote of feeling constantly observed, of seeing shadowy figures in the mirrors and hearing whispers in the dead of night. The article ended with a chilling quote from Mr. Lambert. "It watches me. It knows my every move. I fear it will not rest until it claims my soul." Section 5. A chilling discovery. The newspaper article sent a shiver down Lena's spine. Mr. Lambert's words resonated with her own experiences in the house. She couldn't shake off the feeling that she was not alone, that she was being watched. Determined to uncover the truth behind Mr. Lambert's disappearance and the secrets of the Lambert estate, Lena decided to search the house for any clues he might have left behind. Her search led her to the attic, a dusty and forgotten space filled with remnants of the past. As she sifted through old trunks and boxes, she stumbled upon a hidden compartment in the wall. Inside, she found a leather-bound journal, its pages filled with Mr. Lambert's frantic scribblings. The journal was a chronicle of Mr. Lambert's descent into madness, detailing his encounters with the entity he believed haunted the house, the Watcher. Section 6. The Lurking Terror. With each passing day, the atmosphere in the Lambert estate grew heavier, more oppressive. The shadows seemed to deepen, the silence punctuated by the occasional creak or groan that sent shivers down Lena's spine. Sleep offered little respite, her dreams plagued by fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures and whispered threats she couldn't quite decipher. The line between reality and nightmare began to blur. Lena found herself questioning her own sanity, wondering if the isolation and the oppressive atmosphere of the house were playing tricks on her mind. But deep down, a primal fear warned her that something was terribly wrong. The air crackled with an unseen energy, a palpable sense of dread that clung to her like a shroud. Section 7. Trapped in a Nightmare. One night, as Lena sat reading Mr. Lambert's journal, she heard a noise, a soft, almost imperceptible scratching sound coming from behind the wall. She froze, her blood turning to ice. The scratching continued, slow and deliberate, like claws dragging across wood. Terror lent speed to her limbs. She scrambled back from the wall, her heart pounding against her ribs. The scratching stopped. Silence descended once more, heavy and absolute. But Lena knew she wasn't alone. Something was in the walls, something dark and hungry. Section 8. The Watcher's True Nature. Panic swelled in Lena's chest, threatening to consume her. She had to get out of the house, now. She stumbled back to her feet and ran for the door, but it wouldn't open. It was as if an unseen hand held it shut. She rattled the handle, her breath coming in short, panicked gasps. A cold, raspy voice whispered in her ear, "There's no escape, Lena." She whirled around, her eyes wide with terror, and came face to face with the figure from the mirror. It was taller than she remembered, its features obscured by shadow, but its eyes burned with a cold, malevolent light. This was the Watcher. Section 9. A Desperate Escape. Lena screamed, a primal sound of terror that echoed through the empty house. She threw herself at the window, shattering the glass with her bare hands. Shards of glass cut into her skin, but she didn't feel the pain. She had to get out, had to escape the clutches of the entity that held her captive. Heaving herself onto the window ledge, she felt a cold hand close around her ankle, dragging her back. She kicked out, her foot connecting with something solid. The grip loosened and she tumbled to the ground outside, scrambling to her feet and running blindly into the night. Section 10. The Haunting Truth. Lena didn't stop running until she reached the safety of the nearby town. She sought refuge in a small diner, the warmth of the coffee shop a stark contrast to the chilling cold that seemed to emanate from the Lambert estate. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky, she looked back at the house, its silhouette a dark and menacing presence against the horizon. The police found no evidence of an intruder at the estate. They dismissed Lena's story as a case of an overactive imagination, fueled by the isolation and the history of the house. But Lena knew the truth. She had seen the Watcher, had felt its cold touch and heard its chilling whispers. And she knew that it was still out there, lurking in the shadows of the Lambert estate, waiting for its next victim. Section 11. The estate's enduring grip. The Lambert estate remained empty, a testament to the horrors that had unfolded within its walls. Locals whispered tales of the young woman who had fled the house in terror, claiming she had seen a ghost. But few dared to venture near the property, its imposing facade a stark reminder of the darkness that lurked within, and what of the Watcher? It remained trapped within the confines of the estate, its malevolent presence tethered to the house that had imprisoned it for so long. It waited patiently, its cold, unblinking gaze fixed on the world beyond, biding its time until the day it could once again claim a victim. For the Watcher was eternal, its hunger for fear and despair insatiable, and the Lambert estate would forever be its hunting ground.